Guys, it's working.
Oh, hi.
Hey, so hang on with I've got
My
no back.
hair is wet, right? So it's going to go like a ginger afro throughout the call as it dries.
So I was on FaceTime to my friend and I was like, my hair looks horrendous. What do I do? And she's like, right, take the top part of the hair, do this, do that. And I was like, thank God I've got like that friend that knows how to do all the beauty stuff, because without her, I would just be so screwed.
I did my makeup with Beth Scott for Worlds because I just could not wait for the hair and makeup people backstage. They're always running late, but I didn't know what to do. So luckily she had a bathroom with 2 mirrors and she was just doing her makeup, and I was just like looking at her, doing mine, looking at her, and then every 5 minutes I'd look at her and be like, do I need more? And she'd be like, no. And I'd be like, I feel like I need more.
Beth Scott, when we had the meetup in November, I was like, I'm so bad at makeup, help me. And I was doing stuff. She's like, what are you doing? Like, I'm not going to try to accent. But she's like, why are you rubbing it in? Pat it in. And that's what I do now.
She's got zero patience as well.
She looked at me like, what are you doing? I was like,
I do think that some of these girls just must think I'm useless. I don't really know how to do makeup. So my makeup for a night out would just be a darker colour lipstick with exactly the same normal thing.
I think it's different. I say to my friend,
We just say we're natural beauties and be done with it, but really it's all a filter. How's your lockdown going?
Oh, same with everyone, isn't it, at the moment? It's like
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, one moment you feel like, okay, you've got it. The next moment you're like, no, just...
It's crazy, right? There's no normal. There's either massively high, like, I'm a warrior, I've got this is all right. And then there's like, oh. I'm having one of those rocking days today, if I'm honest.
This week's not been too bad, but last week was really like, okay, I've really got to check myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually had that day last week where I just got sick of my own bullshit and was like, right, I have to pull my finger out and I have to try and pull myself out of this mood, because it's all right to feel shit for some of it, right? Because we're not used to this. This never happened to us before. But I think once you're aware that you've got the power to change it, and after 8 weeks, you can't be throwing 3-4 months down the drain, you know, like you've got to try and be kind to yourself. And being kind to myself is not wallowing.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a good wallow though.
Chatting to my nan, and my nan's like, this shit is easy. She's so like cutthroat, because this shit is easy. Like, you guys weren't in war. Like, you don't know how easy you've got. And she's like completely by herself. I was like, okay, if my grand's holding her shit together, then I need to like need to follow suit. It's in the genes.
Yeah. I must say, I think that the people that live on their own like me, people say, oh, it must be so hard. But it's also a little bit easier because we're used to being on our own.
Yeah.
But not for fucking 3 months.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do you know?
My dog's like constantly, hello. No, we're not
playing.
Oh,
don't. My cat will come halfway through. He's done it on every single live and start meowing. Oh my God, he's so cute.
Sorry, I have to do it.
Pets make lockdown so much easier, don't they?
100%. He is just like, ever since I've got him, I feel like my ability to be like calm and chilled is just completely changed. Like,
yeah. They taught me how to take a step back and chill out, because I'd be like, sit down on the sofa and I'm always 100 miles an hour, and all of a sudden they're like cuddling up on my lap and I'm just like, oh. And then an hour later I wake up and I've had a nap, and I was never a nap person before the cats. So they've really taught me to kind of just appreciate, oh look, he's here. Appreciate the chill time. Hi everybody.
That had a cat when I was younger, so I'm all about that cat life.
So I'm going to ask you a question and you're going to tell me if you know who it's from. It's from one of your Kompak girls. Do you know any cool figure girls?
Well, it's got to be Erin, isn't it? Because Erin's yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, I don't actually. No, not any cool ones.
Yeah, Erin, I was holding out for a figure athlete for so long because I just can't find the right one. Not watching this shit. And then, yeah, just like started chatting to Erin. I was like, this girl's sick. I love her.
She's incredible.
Crap, and just being like stupidly positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's wicked. I love her. She's good.
So I suppose we just start talking about what we're here to talk about.
Yeah.
And I think that the reason that I really wanted you to come on is because, like me, you took the conscious decision to take time off to grow. Oh, here's Erin. Erin, you just missed us saying all these nice things about you. And we really were, for once. She can watch it back, YouTube. Yeah, taking time off to grow, I think, is it takes a lot of gumption, really, because, you know, once you start competing, you just want to compete all the time, and we're not patient people, any of us, really, are we? And I know for myself, like, I did my first show in 2014 and I dieted into my show. I didn't train into it. So I was so skinny and I came second. I mean, it was UK BFF, they love that look, but I knew that the look that I aspired to, so the reason I started competing is I saw Melissa Hayward when she was bikini, and it was just the most amazing, healthy, like, strong look, still feminine, but really like a goddess. And I was like, I will look like that. And when I dieted down, I just looked like one of her legs, you know, like.
Do you know what I use for people to describe it? You know, Family Guy?
Mm-hmm.
You know when Kate Moss falls through the woodcrack?
Yes.
That's literally how I explain it to people. I'm like, that's the vibe that I had. I didn't want that vibe. I was like,
yeah,
I know what you mean.
Well, I think, like me, you've definitely got the same kind of structure as me. You know, we're both tall. I mean, you're bloody tall. But we're also very petite and very narrow. Like, I don't have big hips. You know, if I don't pop that hip, I've got no curve. So yeah, I took 2 years off to grow to a point where I was very uncomfortable in my off season. I put on about 20 kilos. Because, I mean, I started my bodybuilding journey at 55 kilos before I started training. And now I sit comfortably at 65. You know, like, I compete now at probably 58. Well, that was last season. Hopefully, because I've taken another year off, that will be heavier next time. But did you find it easy to make that decision? Or was it something that, like, Joe influenced you, or your coach?
It's really, like, I don't know. I feel like Joe is an influence, unfortunately. Like,
yeah.
Not, when I say unfortunately, I mean, he's sort of person. Everyone else might be like, yeah, going. And Joe's like, no. So these are the reasons why you need to stop going. Nah. And he goes all sciencey on me, and half the stuff I don't understand. So I'm like, okay. But, like, for me, it wasn't just time to kind of grow. It was more, I always reassess things. So my competing journey last season with PCA, Two Bros, Mammy Pro, after every single show, like, for me, I was like, if I feel good, I will keep going until the end of the season. But if I get, like, I know it's time, then I know it's time, if you know what I mean.
Your body tells you, right?
Yeah. So I got to, like, Mammy Pro, and everyone's like, yeah, do Pure League next week. I was like, nah, mate, I'm done. I was like, I'm so done. The decision, it wasn't that difficult for me because I kind of knew that I needed that time out, not just to grow as well. Being really honest, I had a lot of stresses going out of my last competitive season, and you know what it's like you can feel yourself being not like disorder. It is kind of disordered eating. You feel yourself kind of going a little bit off, like, within yourself. And I thought, I picked up on it quite quickly, and I was like, shit, I'm not feeling good. Like, mentally, physically, I'm not feeling good. I lost my period right at the end. My hunger signals were like completely out. And last time it wasn't. It was absolutely fine. This time, I got a lot leaner. So I just felt completely all over the place. And I just thought, right, if I feel like this, there's no chance I'm putting myself into another prep until I can settle this all down. Some, like, as I say, last time I came out, I was like, yeah, I could probably go in the next, like, 6 months. When I come out of this last one, I was like, nah, this is going to take a little bit longer. To kind of resettle everything.
I completely understand. Like, so I did 2017, I did a show in October. It was my first PCA show. And then I didn't really diet for it. You know, I was getting leaner and leaner. I was very stressed. I was in a terrible relationship with sociopath. Like, I was lean. And I just said it was actually Amelia. She was one of my friends. And I just said, do you think I could compete in 10 days? Thinking she's going to say, you're off your head. And she was like, yeah, let's do it. She was like, 20 grams of carbs a day. but we can do it. And so after that, because I didn't really deprive myself so much, I competed the following year because I'd qualified for finals. But how lean I had to get for masters was a joke, and how low calorie I had to go for how long. I could not stop binging between finals and worlds. So I knew I had the biggest competition of my life coming up. World champion is on the cards, and I couldn't stop eating. And I don't even think I told Laura, to be honest, until afterwards. I was such a mess. And then after the worlds happened, my food relationship, I've never had an issue with food ever. I would eat until I was heaving, you know, like my body didn't know that I was full, but my body was full, and I would literally be bent over on the side of the road heaving. And my boyfriend at the time was like, fuck, what is going on? Because I've never had food problems, but my body was like, no. So that was November, December, and then we got an invite in March to do Europeans, I think it was, for Body Power. And it was 8 weeks away, and I just knew there was no chance on earth I was ready to diet, like mentally or physically. My weight was so up and down. I didn't settle for like 4 or 5 months into like what my weight is. But yeah, I think that mentally there's no way I could have done the next season at all. And the people that do that, I think it's really damaging. You know, you do need to just rest your body, but you need to rest your mind as well, especially if you're running a business. I got promoted the year that I did the 2018 that we competed together, and I couldn't give enough to my prep without detracting from my work. So I literally would be in a panic, and the only time I've ever freaked out during prep is never that I'm not ready physically. It was like, I haven't got time. Like, I couldn't work my food out because, you know, I'm a macro counter, and I begged Laura for a meal plan. And at first she said no, because I was quite far out from my show, and she would usually only do it quite close. But I was just like, I can't do it. I can't think about food. And I needed to just have this list of, you know, exactly how to buy your groceries. You can meal prep twice a week, done, you know, and just eat, and then actually take away the food temptation as well. My God. Yeah, I sometimes would just do cardio and end up in a dessert shop eating.
Yeah, I feel like the thing with macro times, like I switch depending on how my relationship with food is. I kind of it. So I like for right now, I'm on a meal plan. I have it well, but if I want to change something, I will change it. Like depending, but I do think I found personally when I have done macros in the past, if I've done it for too long, I think about food even more, because then I'm like, oh, what can I fit in? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Time for that.
And you take the piss, right? You will like sledgehammer in something that shouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
But you can, because if you're just looking at macros and not micros or fuel. Yeah. I've really rammed some food in there that is not beneficial to me. So did you have a coach when you decided to take some time out? Because I know obviously you wanted to take time to concentrate on your business, but was it like a conscious decision to grow into the look that you want to have as well?
Yeah, like being so tall, 5'10/11. Like you saw me, I was very, very lean. Sorry, I'm trying to sort out the ring light, and I'm trying to set this up and get the battery on.
I've got cat hair all over my face, and I'm trying not to.
But yeah, I knew that like I needed to take time out, just because I don't like. I'm not trying to use my brand name, but I'm not Kompak. So at the end of the day, I don't look as dense as everyone else. And that's the only frustrating part that I kind of deal with, is like, oh, like for me to really put on some size, I probably have to take like a 10-year off season, just because a pound of muscle on me is going to be very, very different. For example, a pound of muscle on Kerry, who's like tiny.
I found that with my legs. I had a little meltdown to Laura saying, I've got no adductors, I need adductors. And she said, mate, you've got them. It's just your legs are so bloody long that it's never going to look as big as, say, some of her shorter clients, you know, who they don't even have as much muscle as me probably, but they look so dense and they've got such a great shape because they're in a lot shorter. Long legs is really difficult to build to make it look like you've got any muscle. I look at my quad and I'm like, oh my God, I've got quads. And then I look at my check-in and I'm like,
where are they?
Where have they gone then? Yeah, because they were there this morning.
Yeah, I think what's difficult as well, and this took a while for me to kind of get to gears with, is what people look like on social media looks very different to in person. And I was always looking at these people and I was like, why am I looking at this person? Not like comparing, but like, why am I kind of going, oh, okay, that's what they're looking for, blah, blah, blah. When she's 5'4" and I'm 5'10", like,
yeah,
that's ridiculous. So anytime I'm looking at someone now for like a reference point, I'm always like, I sound silly, I will ask them, but like, yo, how tall are you? And if they say anything below 5'9", I'm like, bye.
I'm like that with age. I'm like, so how old are you? Because I'm thinking, don't be masters. And then they're like, oh, I'm 32. And I'm like, yes. And sometimes they're like, I'm 23. And I'm like, thought she was a masters. Because we all look so much older stage lean, right? Everyone looks the same bloody age. It's crazy.
It's very true.
So what's your plan now? Someone has asked what your competing plans are. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen, but in an ideal world,
so I'm reading Erin's spray tan tent with us a lot. Do you know what? You learn a lot in those spray tans. Anyway,
my God, I've seen some people in those spray tans that I'm like, are you 100 years old? Because the bikini just hides everything, right? Because we just tape it all in because we don't look good naked when we're stage lean. Especially us girls with fake boobs, because they literally look like they're escaping out of your skin.
I do miss spray tanning so much this year. Like, really do miss it. If I could put my hat, like, if I could say anything about this season, is I miss spray tanning so.
Can I ask you one thing? I mean, I kind of already know.
Go on.
Why just spray up the middle? They're literally like bend over, left cheek, right cheek, middle.
Because
I don't want thrush. I know my bikini is that small, and that's why. Or why do the men's physique boys get everything tanned? They get their bumhole done too.
Okay, so the main reason is people's like, you know, like where your sound silly, like your overhang sits, like with your bum and your crack sort of thing. Like that's why we ask you to bend over. It's because if you don't, there's like once you do your glute shot, there's like sometimes you can see if like
the white bit.
There's like a line where they've kind of missed it, or they've stood up with their glutes like relaxed too quickly, and then it's like, oh my God. Men's physique, we don't tend to. Usually they turn up in like some boxes or anything like that, because they're not really bothered. They don't need everything planned. It's classic physique and bodybuilding, where it's like, put your sock on, mate, and you know.
Yeah, I bet you've seen it all. Erin and I are constantly sharing some profiles of some of the male guys. Like,
there was one moment, bless this guy, the sock kind of, because it was one of the fans, and the fan kind of like flew it off.
Blew the sock off.
I said to her, like, too bad. I as soon as I saw it happen, I was like, close your eyes out. I literally went.
Do you know what I find though? But as a competitor, by the time you get to tanning times, you don't care who sees you naked. I would not care if the bodybuilders were standing opposite us. We're all in it together. Do you know what I mean? And it's not sexy, no matter what people think. You're not meeting someone backstage. Everyone was, when I'm single, is always like, oh, you might meet someone backstage. And I'm like, you have no idea how disgusting it is backstage. Like, there's no chance.
But yeah, so answering your question, so I really don't know. I've always kind of been like, I don't know, which is really annoying for people, because they're like, oh, you're just keeping it under wraps, blah, blah, blah. But for me, like, I've dieted down this year, but it was more for a personal reason. No one told me about the naked bit. 18-year-old me was like, oh, bless, I'm so sorry.
She's not shy. Don't bless her.
Oh, that's fine. Fine up.
She was just surprised, but she's not shy.
So yeah, I wanted to diet down purely just for myself this year. I wanted to get, you know what I mean, when like you're in you're in your off season, but then you kind of have like this ideal kind of body that you want to have regardless of you're competing or not. That's really what I wanted to kind of get down to, because even though I pushed out weight and all that sort of thing, like I'm not gonna lie, I did feel horrendous. I didn't like the way I looked, but I knew I wasn't in a good mental state to diet. My body wasn't responding because I was so stressed out last year. So I just thought, well, you can't have your cake and eat it, Jazz. You can't be running 160 miles an hour, running a business and doing all this stuff and expect your body to still respond, because it just wasn't. So this year I've been dieting since like March. I'd say very loosely because it's not really felt like a diet. So I don't know, like I've said to Cal, because Cal's the muscle mentor, he's my coach now, and I said to him, look, we'll get down to like, I've already said to him, like, this sort of weight now is kind of like, I feel good. So we'll keep dieting for a little bit. And I said to him, if I feel good and shows are going, I said, I might crack at a couple. If I don't want to, and if things happen, then we're in the ideal spot. I'm kind of not, I'm not committed massively, but I'm trying to, screw the battery, we're going to but I really do want to do a show abroad, because that's kind of like the last thing. Like, I've done bodybuilding, I've done like amateur Olympia stuff, I've done the fitness fashion things now. Like, for me, I definitely want to do abroad 100%. So I would like to do abroad, I'll be honest with you, but hard, isn't it? Like,
I mean, I've also had aspirations of competing overseas, but actually it always depends on my personal life, and my personal life has to come first, right? So when I say personal life, really it means work. I took last year off to work on my career, not just to build some muscle. Like, I think obviously I did well that season, and I knew that if I bought that same look, I probably got a good chance of being in the top 2. But I want to definitely win, you know. I want worlds to be like, oh, look, Holly's saying it's so expensive competing abroad. You know what? That is why I think I'm going to compete with NFM as well. With PCA, you can try cross federation. Peebles loves them. Lots of my friends that are have competed with them have got nothing but good things to say. So I think I might, but I don't know. I'm actually not going to diet again until Worlds is back on, and then with IFBB, I just don't know. But then I didn't think I had the right look for PCA Masters, and it was okay.
I always say to people, you don't know until you've done it.
No, you don't. I think for me, like, that 2 years that I took off to consciously grow, I mean, I smashed the off season. Like, I trained, I didn't miss I missed some sessions, but I was very, very dedicated because I was training in the morning. So you get up, you go straight to the gym. It's like 5:30, 6 in the morning. You're probably not going to miss your session. I smashed the food in. I never counted calories, or I didn't do a meal plan. I eat like a pig, and I grew. I really felt, when I first got delts and I first started to get quite wide back, I hated my body because I had all the body fat on top of it. I mean, we're going back, 4 years now, 3 years. So I was younger. So I held a lot more body fat because it's just dropped all of a sudden as I got old. But yeah, I did a hard bulk, and I had to do that to grow. Whereas this time, I'm not obviously put on that much weight. I mean, I put on 10 kilos over my stage weight generally. And it's looking more and more athletic as my muscle matures. And I am holding my fat in different places because I'm getting older, right? So my upper body is so lean, because that's what happens when you get older. You know, I'm 38 now.
I keep forgetting how
it's crazy, right? But then I was just looking, I had an archive memory come up from last year, and I don't have anything. I've got like fat there, which I looked much younger and much better because it's just coming off all funny places. So now I've always got delts, for example, whereas I've never had that in any off season. And it's not because my muscle's any bigger. I'm just not holding fat there anymore. But you do recomposition, don't you, as you train as well? So
like, for me,
I don't think I'll do another bulk per se, But I'm growing. Like Laura and I, she wants me to do a structured off season. I do understand. I've never done one before, and I'll probably make more progress if it's controlled. Being in lockdown has been easy to control it. But when we go back to the real world and I want to socialize, because I drink a lot, I want to go out. You know, I don't want to go to the gym. But now I've got all this stuff here, so I've got no excuse. But yeah, I don't think I'll bulk again, like get uncomfortable physically like I was. I mean, I used to cry to my ex-boyfriend that I was fat. I hated it so much. But when I leaned down, what was underneath was worth it in retrospect. But you just don't feel like it at this time, right? Yeah. And then, but yeah, this last year I didn't really smash my physique goals because I was trying to smash my career goals. You know, and it's very difficult to do both.
Yeah, like you can do it all, but then if you do career and bodybuilding, then fine, something else is going to give. Something will always
yeah.
And that's something that I kind of realised last year. Well, I mean, when I did my competing season, like I competed, set up that business in the first year, moved house, got married, had a lot of family shit go on, and I was like, like I'm dead, man. Do you know what I mean? And thinking like what you mentioned about like the off season and stuff, as much as I want to make progress, I like some people will just be like, screw it, I'm just gonna get uncomfortable. But I've learned from last year, I like, yes, I can get uncomfortable and make progress like with muscle and whatever, but I don't feel great in my day to day, and that means more to me. And I still think I can make progress by putting my slightly bit on, because I am bikini. I don't need to gain as much. So I think it's a difficult one, and that's something that it has changed over time, my perception of that. But yeah, talking about with Holly as well, with competing, which is expensive. When I looked at doing some IFBB shows abroad, once I actually weighed up some of the, I remember doing my old Excel spreadsheets, always do that. When I actually compared doing it in the UK in comparison to doing it, say, in Poland or something like that, the cost was actually the same because their entry was lower. And I could actually stay out there longer. So sometimes, like, you have to
double whammy it, right? With the post-show celebration and a little weekend away.
Yeah, I think sometimes you've literally just got to put an Excel spreadsheet and be like, right, compare it to this.
Yeah.
And then,
I think that as I get more successful in the sport, I obviously have picked up more support financially from sponsors and stuff. And that is why I can now think, like, I want to go and do South Africa. And PCA are not going to pay for that. They might give me a free entry, you know what I mean? But they're not going to pay for my flights and stuff. But I get to see my family. I get to tick the box. Ryan just said to me, when you want to compete overseas, you need to tell us. So we, you know, because I would not be, you have to be a national usually. But if there's a pro show, I can get invited to the pro show. Like, but yeah, I've always, I don't know why. Oh, I do know why. It's to live in South Africa. So it's so close to my heart that I'd love to just go back, do a show there, and then have a holiday and fatten myself up on, you know, all the food I've missed while I've been back here, and see my friends, you know, my family. And I also have, since Kerry went and did, like, did she do Beijing or something crazy like that? I'm literally like, oh, I could do Asia and then go on holiday for 2 weeks and have the best beach body ever. But then I forgot how much you bloat once you start eating normal food.
I looked at, and I know that the IFBB Pro Qualifier, there is one in Malaysia. So I lived in Malaysia for a good 10, well, just under a year when I was younger. And the annoying thing is, I think it's like in December, so I'd have to like stay on prep for ages if I was going to do it. But yeah, I just think as well, if you're yes, you're doing the prep life, but you're not spending money on other things that you would be doing. So yeah, I definitely think it. And for me, obviously, as a bonus, I can put it through the business. It is a business expense.
Yeah,
so definitely.
It'd be an incredible experience, wouldn't it?
Yes, definitely. I'd like to do. I've still got. Well, I need a first mortgage, but when I get hopefully WBFF, I will take out a second mortgage because it's goddamn expensive. But
I've never seen anything like WBFF before.
Yeah. WBFF is like, in my head, they like a really full look.
Yes.
And I got that.
I feel like I'm too small for them.
Yeah, but I still want to do it, so I might just be like, screw it, whatever.
Well, it's not going anywhere, right? So, and you're still young.
Just about.
I've got a doctor we can talk to, don't worry. Somebody did ask, how do you find time juggling business, relationships and bodybuilding? But I think we've kind of alluded to it, Nuno's. Some things get sacrificed, don't they? And although you can try and do all three at once, you're going to have to pull, push and try, and it's like battleships. But for me, the one thing that I really am so careful about is work, because obviously that pays the bills. You know, and I don't work for myself, so I am answerable to someone else, so I really have to kind of try and prioritize that. And then my relationships, I would just hope that the people that are in my life at a time when I'm prepping understand and are a bit more patient, and or they compromise a little bit, and so do I suppose. Like my ex-boyfriend, he would just come and do my cardio with me every day, and it would be a really nice way to end the day, just going on a walk and having a chat, you know, like, and we got to know each other better. Still split up though, but anyway. But because he just, you know, imagine going out with someone that's gunning for British champion that year. Like, I was literally said to him, you come second.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you've got
me.
Sorry, I'm getting the pillow. I've lost a lot of friends with setting up the business. I've lost a lot of competing. But now I've got really chill.
Got new friends, right?
Yeah, I've got some low maintenance friends that get me 100%. And they were with me like pre-competing. Jasmin, who was the mad party animal, a bit of a nutcase, to be honest. So for them to come through that whole thing, and just screw the others, to be honest.
I think that as you grow older, you evolve, you know, and of course, not all of your friendships, not all of those people are on the same path as you at the same time, and they might come back round and they might not, but you're always going to have people that are right for you gravitate towards you. And I mean, we've made such amazing friends, haven't we, like in this industry, that I have got a very few set of people that I talk to daily from before, because I was a party animal in my 20s. Like, my God, I used to run a nightclub. Can you imagine? And and that's why I can drink so much still, even though I don't have the bikini girl alcohol tolerance. It does dip, but not like a normal fitness person. I can still drink. I drink a bottle of wine like that. But that's why I like Laura as my coach, because she's the same. So I knew that she would understand my social life as well, because I've had coaches before that were literally like, you're pissing your opportunities up the wall, you know, like, how could you go out? How can you do this? And it's like, no, this is my hobby. It's not my job, and it needs to fit into my life, not the other way round. And don't get me wrong, in prep, it does happen the other way round. But look, Holly, you're Irish, and that's why your alcohol tolerance will never decrease. But it's good to hear, because next time you're in the UK, let's go for a drink.
It's so weird not how, because Holly last year spent so much time at my house, so it's very weird. About the business as well. I found that first year, like, I was doing everything myself, like the whole bang, working till stupid hours at night, all that sort of thing. Whereas now I don't do that anymore. So I've got now obviously the business has grown because everyone's been so supportive. Obviously things actually dip because of what's going on, but like that second year was so good for me because it enabled me to get back. So I'm not spending hours and hours and hours doing all my transactions now, because I hate Excel spreadsheet, and it was I can pay her and she gets it done in 2 hours. I can do it and it takes me all day, and then I make mistakes. So that helped massively, and it gave me back some time to actually relax, see friends, all that sort of thing. I've got one of my athletes, Katie De Silva, who helps me with my marketing now, and she's wicked, like such a good come out to bounce ideas off. So it's just, for me now, it's what's helped me get more balance back is kind of think, right, I can either pay myself or pay someone else, but if I pay someone else, then I've got more time, and that's why I set up this business, to have more time and work more time, but do something I love. So it's like, right, now I've done that, I've noticed like the biggest difference in me,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to balance everything a bit better. Like,
Yeah.
obviously when you're working like a 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 8, whatever it is, I think that is slightly difficult because you are more restricted. But
Yeah.
delegate things out. Like, it sounds silly, even if it's having a cleaner come like once a
Oh
month,
yeah.
like a big sort out. So instead of the weekend you cleaning the house and being by yourself, you'll be with friends and family, or
Mm-hmm.
meal prep, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
Try and save time. Like, you're always trying to chase that time, if that makes sense.
I'm really lucky because my job is operations. It's all about efficiencies and like flipping companies and making them successful. And I just took those same approaches and those same kind of processes and applied them to my life. You know, so I never do one thing at once. You know, like when people say, "Oh, what are you watching on Netflix?" I have never, well, I can't even remember the last time, just sat down and watched it. I will have it on while I'm meal prepping, you know, like, and it's just the TV's on, so I suppose I probably missed some of the best bits in the show. But I'm a telephone call person. I don't text. I don't have time to text. It takes so long. So I'd rather be speaking to someone while I'm doing my housework, or, you know, like, I'm a massive multitasker, and I don't think that you can be successful at prep and keeping your shit together in your upright life, unless you can really be efficient, right? And know what's not important as well.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's the one thing as well. So yeah, let's talk about the business, because it's so amazing that you took that and have made everyone's life more efficient and more easy, because this is the kind of thing that we're talking about. Like, you need to buy your accessories and sometimes even your bikini, because you'll want to look for a secondhand one, to have everything in one place. And so much resource on that website to help you with, because nobody knows what to choose, right? And I remember being my first show, I didn't know a thing, where to get a bikini, shoes, jewelry, anything. Like, I can remember not even knowing, how do I get a stage tan? And it was hours and hours of like scouring the internet, and all you get is American websites for American shows. So to have something like Kompak is like a fucking lifesaver for everyone.
Everything you said is literally the reason why I started it. I had exactly like, I remember paying £25 like for earrings plus the delivery plus customs, and I was like, that's ridiculous. And then I remember buying shoes. They never arrived from like a UK supplier who's now like not in business anymore. So yeah, there was like so many issues that I was having, and I was like, why is this so like difficult? And for me, I've got a background in marketing and branding. I've got a creative side as well, so I just remember just coming into this industry and being like, why is it so backward? I was like, why is there nothing here? Like, why has no one done this? It was just like mind-boggling. And yeah, I just thought, I think there needs to be something to do, like something needs to change at that point, to be really honest. And I just thought, like, you can buy. It was really funny as well when I left university. I remember being at the park with my mum, and I was like, don't ever want to go into like a full-time marketing job. I really want to do something which mixes those three elements that I'm passionate about, which is the fitness side, fitness and bodybuilding, marketing, branding stuff, and the arty side that I've got. And then it was, it's just really cool that I can kind of merge that all in now. The thing that I hated when I worked for other companies is when I had all these like mad ideas for like marketing and stuff, I just get shut down all the time. Whereas in my own business, if it flops, it's my fault, and that's fine. You know what I mean? But it's cool that I've just got, it sounds like a bit weird, but I've got no one to answer to, and I can just go for it. And because that's, I think in bodybuilding and in business, like the only way sometimes you're actually going to learn is just by experimenting. Like, my show has been different every time. My stage weight has been different every time. And that's cool. Like, I still haven't nailed that in terms of space. That's fine. I'm going to keep going until I nail it. But I'm open to just be like, we'll do that. We'll change it. We'll just be this way. We'll do this. We'll do that. Because like, I find that fun. I do find it really, really fun. Just kind of seeing what happens, and YOLO. Do you know what I mean?
Me? No, I don't know what you mean, because I'm well more high strung than that. But trying to pretend I'm chilled. Yeah, it's fine. Take it as it comes. And I'm like,
After that PCA London fiasco of getting first call outs again, centre stage again, and not placing, I just thought, that's the moment I thought, well, fuck it. I'm just going to
enjoy it.
Yeah. Side pose and just wing it and just be like, whatever. And then
I promise you, I've said it on nearly every single one of these lives. I don't think I would have won the British if I hadn't seen you on stage at London, because your class was on the stage and I was waiting to walk on. I was the first one and you were the closest to me. I think you must have been doing your eye walk, because it was only a tiny stage, wasn't it? And you just had this flair and you're posing, and I know you, right? You're not like that. You're not Beyonce. You know, you're not a drama queen. But this absolute Beyonce was on the stage and I was like, fuck, I need to do that. That's how I'm going to stand out, because I was thinking, I'm not muscly enough. I'm not muscly enough, right? Especially for a master's. Like, I had only been training for 3 years. These girls have been training for 15 years, you know, and they've got proper dense muscle maturity. And then there's me not even knowing how to pump up at the
That is the top memory of my entire.
Do you know what? They hated us. All those girls backstage were like, why aren't they nervous? Why are they laughing? And there's me with a bottle of wine, like.
So basically, everyone was very, very serious, giving us weird looks, and me and Martina were just like,
let's have some fun.
I thought, screw this. Like, this is making me more nervous.
Honestly,
thank you so much for that as well. That's so kind. Like,
honestly, like, every single time I've competed since, I've thought about you just before I go on stage, and I just take on that persona of what I need to do because I win by out posing people, not out physiquing them. I'm not saying I have got a bad physique, but I just don't have the muscle development yet that I really should have in a master's class. So I have to pose.
Yeah, well, you haven't watched this already, 100%, and Joe hates this program, but RuPaul's Drag Race, watching that so much has really helped me, because it's like, these people have so much shit stacked against them. They are going completely against the grain, and they just have like this sass, and they own themselves, and it's like, shit, like, if you're going to have any moment in your life, just 10 minutes just to kind of embrace that side and really go,
it's on stage, right?
This is
you
me,
do,
and that's it.
the words you just said are it. You have to own it. Like, take on a persona and get your shit on that stage. And don't fall over. And somebody has asked, what shoes do you recommend for a first timer? But I imagine it depends on the federation.
Usually, yeah. So UK BFF, you're gonna have the most strict, I guess, like restrictions, strict.
Yeah.
You know,
rules.
UK BFF, you can't have a platform, so you have to have completely nothing. Most other federations, like, they're not too different. This is, to be honest, this is a big thing that kind of annoys me about the industry, and I don't personally feel, I don't understand the reason for having such strict rules. They should literally say clear posing heels. There you go. Because
or you all wear the same ones. These ones.
That's the problem. Doing that means that one other person will get a disadvantage, because, like, depending on, like, every single style has a different kind of arch at the top.
Yeah.
Flat. They can be wider or narrower.
I've actually never seen anyone wear the shoes that I wear, apart from Phoebe Hagen wore them in UK BFF and like PCA before she went pro, and she told me to get them. So I wear clearly 401, but without the strap. I've never seen anyone else wear them. And I went to posing practice with Karina. The day I met her, she just looked at my shoes and went, what the fuck are those? And I was just like, because everyone was wearing, do you know what I had before? I think they're called Gala, the UK BFF ones. Fuck me. They're 5 inches. I'm already 5'8", nearly 5'9". And I was just towering over everyone, even in the tall class, making my legs look even thinner because the heel is so high that I need a 4.5 inch. But actually, I need new shoes again because I wobble in my side pose. And I have been told if you have a small platform, it helps.
Yeah, so it's so funny hearing people talk about all these platform stuff now, because it pretty much started after me and Emma Hyman had a posing session, and I came in because I was always like, any knowledge I kind of had, I was kind of giving it to her.
Yeah.
I remember saying, back to my plug it back in. I remember saying to her, because everyone was wearing the Caress 4.8, yeah, and I was like, these are not the right shoes for people. I was like, you can't do a side pose properly. And I said, look, there's a Flare 4.8. No one really wears, no one buys it, no one uses it. But I've picked, because usually when I've kind of placed orders, if I've needed to kind of get a bit of an insight, I just ordered one for myself. That's what I did at the beginning, just to get a bit of understanding. So I said, look, I've been trying these Flare 4.8s and they're sick. Like, my side posting's completely changed. And she tried them on. She's like, damn, like, they're really, really good. And then I remember doing that infographic being like, if you're struggling with X, then you should go to Y. I remember Emma posting that. And since then, everyone wears a Flare 4.8 now because they realise
we have just written it down. I'm like,
yeah. You realise how helpful it is to have that platform at the front. And the difference with that platform as well in comparison to the others. So the other shoes, like Elegant, Lip, Cocktail, that you'll see, you have a platform. The platform's like this, but it are just slightly at the top, at the front, which is great, but not great if you're trying to do that side pose. Like, you can still do it, but it's more of like a bit more of an advanced person. So I definitely say the Flare 4.8. And the biggest thing I get when people go, oh, but it's a 4.5 inch and the Caress is a 4 inch. I'm like, yeah, but that platform is the half inch. So you don't notice it, and that's like the big thing. So yeah, I 100% say Flare 4.8 unless you're competing with UK BFF. They are just like, they're the shit. Unless your feet are very, very wide, then you're gonna have potential. You might feel like they're a bit more like tighter on you. So for me, it's quite funny, my feet get quite fat in the off season, so I actually can't fit into a lip or a flare as well as I can do a cocktail. When I'm in off season, I will do the cocktail and the gala. When I get like stage lean, then I will switch into a narrow style. So people buy the lip from me, and sometimes because this is why it's so important that I have the information, because sometimes they're like, oh, first timer, like, getting my shoes for next year, and they've put like a lip, and I'm thinking, you've gone for a 5 inch in your first timer, that's usually like alarm bells. You've gone for a lip and you're in your off season, that's alarm bells again, because it's the most narrow style that that I have. So I don't
think that these girls realize that your feet get smaller when you're stage lean, because I go down like almost a full size, half a size. Who knew you had fat on your feet?
I know.
I mean, there's a lot of things on my body that I didn't know had body fat until I was stage lean. And then I was like, oh, okay.
And
then this person has also asked about a strap or a no strap. Are you a strap or a no strap girl? See, I'm a no strap girl. I don't like the look of the strap, but it's just personal preference. Also, being a party girl for a majority of my adulthood, I'm used to wearing high heels out. So I'm actually, although I never wear them anymore, I mean, since I started training, I just live in sliders and trainers. But it's almost like riding a bike. I'm fine to walk with no, and actually I feel like you're right. The shoes that I wear are tight, so they don't slip. They fit me on stage. But I suppose it's personal preference, right?
Yeah. So most of the time, if someone goes, I want shoes, don't know what to get, most of the time I'll be like, right, hit me with what shoes you've been practicing in before. Obviously they've got nothing, so they've probably just been posing, they're like going at heels. I'm like, what's your experience with them? So let's take me, for example. I didn't start wearing heels until I was 16, 17. And even then I wore a 3 inch with a strap because I was tall and I was self-conscious and I couldn't walk. So
kitten heel days.
100%, man. So for me, I will never wear strapless because I don't feel confident wearing them. They slip off and I just feel more comfortable. Like when
do the removable straps go with all styles or not really?
As long as they're strapless, then they go over everything.
Because that's such a great compromise, isn't it? If you want to try strapless, you can buy removable straps from you that can, if you don't get on with the strapless.
And you've got two looks. You got 2 looks the price of one. Technically, it's a lot cheaper. because I got an option. One other thing I want to mention is, sorry, I've got something in my freaking eye. A few years ago, it was very much no platform, you got to wear strapless. And then people would look at the pros and be like, oh, well, the pros wear strapless, so I've got to wear strapless. And I remember doing this infographic and I was like, and I showed all the pros that were wearing straps. And I was like, the current bikini Olympia wears straps. So stop thinking that you can't wear straps because blah, blah, blah. And people mentioned about the elongation of the leg and that being about obviously a benefit or a hindrance. And the main thing that I will say is, when you got to think in like the judge's mind,
they can't even sit strap.
The only time they notice your shoes is when you can't walk in them, and when you're feeling a bit like when you're gymming, when you don't look comfortable and you're walking a bit funny, they're going to look at your shoes and be like, oh, what's that? Whereas if you're walking confidently, doesn't matter what the style is, they're not going to be looking. They're not marking you on shoes. They're marking you on your physique, and they're looking up, right? So
that's actually why I've never bothered to buy the like Swarovski shoes or the crystal shoes. They look great, but it's just an extra 50, 100 pounds that while I'm spending for everything in prep, there's no point. Like, I mean, great if you're sponsored, you know, or if you want to do it, just do it. You can actually do it yourself. But
people do that.
If they're looking at your shoes, there's definitely something going on, right? And the biggest thing that I never knew how to do was how to choose earrings. There's so many bloody earrings, and now I compete in a federation that doesn't have connectors. So obviously when you've got connectors, you want to kind of try and make it work, right? But now I wear the Russian high PCA ones. It's like, fuck, there's so many. Like,
that's the only problem. Like, I always try and get as many styles as I can, and then sometimes people mess with me being like, there's too many. I'm like, oh, like, it's like I don't think of that side, when sometimes I make it more confusing. I have got one infographic on I think it's on the website, or no, it's on social media, and it's not like godsend, it's just a general reference point. So the thicker the jewelry, usually you're gonna have to hope that you got thick hair. So I always think Head and Pebbles, she's got thick, amazing hair, so she can pull off the thicker pieces and the chunky pieces of jewelry, because if she wore something thin, you wouldn't even notice it, right? So it's kind of thinking about what you're doing with your hair. If you've got a PCA federation or something like that where you haven't got connectors, it's like, right, hair, what am I doing with my hair? Am I going for something wavy? Am I going for like sleek? Am I going for big curls? And kind of going off that. And I always say try, like, if you can, buy 2 pairs, because I think it is nicer just to have 2 to alternate between. The worst thing is, so I remember having this when I first competed, is I only went for 1 pair, and I was like, I didn't like them on show day, and I was like, oh, I should have got another pair, and I haven't. So yeah, I would just say go with, like, remember with these federations, they're not judging you on your earrings. So just go for what looks right and looks like what you're kind of aiming towards. Yes, the Catherines are such a versatile style. If I was going to say any, it's definitely the Catherines. They're usually the best. So yeah, that's probably the way. Are
they nickel free? I've got nickel allergy, so I usually paint all of my earrings with clear nail varnish so that I can wear them, and I only wear them on show day, right? And then my bloody ear is like green and red. But
yeah, I would definitely say the doing clear nail varnish is going to be the best way to get around that. Because
have you got any other tips for the first timers? Because it's really, they're the ones, right? I suppose for anyone that's competed before, even if they don't go and look at all the information you've collated on Kompak, we've got each other, right? We all just ask each other. It's how I got my shoes, you know. I ended up just asking Phoebes. But for the first timers, they obviously, it's so overwhelming, everything that they need to think of. What would be any advice that you've got for like accessorizing your bikini? Show like tan now, because you're doing tans as well. And it looks like we're all going to be doing our own tans at the next shows as well.
Yeah.
So I actually do my own base tan. I use Pro Tan for my base, and then I get them to do my top coat.
Yes, that's what I used to do.
Yeah, because you can't fuck the base coat up. They're going to spray you all over again. But I'm a bit scared about doing the top coat and the glaze.
So
the glaze is the easiest, to be honest, especially if you're doing bikini, because you don't have to rub it in, you literally spray yourself. But I would say, remember, this glaze is like slippy, so if you put a towel, you'll definitely remind me, I need to do a whole video on all this. So you like put a towel and spray while you're standing on that towel, because you don't want to be spraying yourself mad and then you're rushing with your heels on. You don't want to slip over. So when it comes to the top coat and stuff, it works very much the same way as the base coat, vertical strokes, all that sort of thing. It's difficult because if coronavirus wasn't going on right now, I would say if you're a first timer and
just get your tan done.
Yeah, get your tan done for the first one, you don't want another stress. But then once you get more confident with it, then definitely do your base coat yourself and then just do the top coat with the kind of people. If people are looking at competing this year and they are going to be doing their own tan, I would just definitely say get a roller. So that's when you spill or do stupid stuff on show day and you go run to the towns going, I need help. My dog Emma is literally like, what the fuck? Then you are going to need to roll the hell. Yeah, Erin put the top coat on instead of the base coat because she's in the
the amount of people that go for a wee and then it's run down the back of their legs and they've got white drips. Like,
so you basically will need to get a roller. And usually we spray like a little bit of tan and then we kind of blend it. So you might have to kind of put a little bit of tan on your skin and then roll, or put it on the roller first. But that's probably going to be the biggest thing. Also, if you know you're clumsy and your coach has given you like jam or honey on show day, get them to change that damn thing, because if you put jam or honey on your skin when it's tanned, you're screwed. You can't blend it because you're going to make it darker and you're going to make it so much worse. So just kind of bear that in mind for people, is try and stick to foods, especially if you're going to be competing this year where there isn't going to be a backup. There's no one, do you know what I mean? Like, so definitely just choose foods which are like so safe prone that there's no chance that you're going to spill it on yourself. Also get little bottles of water. Don't be getting these massive ones. Just get a tiny one. Joe, it sounds silly, I haven't got an example. You know the bottles where like you don't like,
they've got like a sucker thing.
That is going to be the safest way to make sure that you don't do anything. Because we all know what happens in the show. Like, I did the same thing on Miami Pro. I got really nervous. I needed to go to the toilet, and then I like peed on myself like a little bit, and I was like, "Fuck, what am I doing?" So if you are about to go on stage and you think you need a toilet, don't go toilet because you're just nervous.
Do you know, I don't, once I've decided I'm not going to the toilet anymore, I take my bikini on and that's it. I can't drink anything else. And that's about an hour before I go on. So it's like, no liquid for me. And I remember at the London show thinking, I really need a wee. And one of the girls was like, just go to the toilet. And we were in the wings about to go on. And I was like, you just don't want me to compete. Right, we've only got a minute and a half left. So do you have any final pearls of wisdom? I love to put everyone on the spot here.
Read the damn website. I kid you
not.
Go
on the website. I will link it, but it's Kompak, Kompak.
Yes, thank you.
And it's got everything you need to know.
Yeah, like really? A lot of times I think people, and this is my bad, like I haven't probably designed the website properly because the information is most likely there. But yeah, just don't be afraid to ask at the same time though, because there is an answer. You're not like, everyone's been there. So just ask away 100%. And don't worry if you like mess up, make mistakes, whatever it is. Like, that's the only way you're going to be able to get better in this industry. Like, I still make mistakes. But that's how you learn. So
and all the girls backstage are so willing to help you as well, even though they're competing against you. They're so friendly, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like the best times are backstage. 100%, so.
Especially me and you, girl. That was fun. Well, thank you so much for spending an hour with us tonight. I shall put this on my IGTV and it'll be on my YouTube
forever.
I shall do a little story and I'll tag you in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And
bye, guys.